What's up, ring slingers? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Emerald Echo podcast. And what you see before you is the entire Blackest Nightwave from McFarlane. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is unboxing, building, and reviewing the Collect and Connect figure of Atrocitus. Here's a quick look at the Wave mint in package. Kyle Rayner comes with the torso. The Black Lantern Superman comes with the legs. The Black Lantern Batman comes with the arms. And last, but certainly not least, Deathstorm comes with the shoulder armor piece and the head of Atrocitus. And here we see the leader of the Red Lantern Corps, fully assembled and ready to rage. I do have a couple of minor criticisms of this figure, but for the most part, I am elated to have a McFarlane Atrocitus figure in my collection. So let's take a closer look at the loose details now. Here's a look at the lower body. I like all of these lines that have been sculpted in. Lots of detail on these boots. This rubbery material is pliable, so that aids with the articulation. He has a midfoot hinge. Considerable pivoting here. You can get his foot to move that far forward as well as that far backward. He has the double jointed knees, and you can get his leg to go up that far. So especially for a big figure, that's really impressive. There's texturing throughout the black sections, so I really appreciate that. You can only get him to kick forward that far, though, and there's no quadriceps swivel. Now, you can get him into a very deep side kicking pose, so I'm appreciative of that, and you can get him to step back. Let's have a look at the torso now, and he has an upper torso section, a lower torso section, and he has the hip area, so it's three distinct pieces. Now, I really do like this red section here. It's very reflective. It's not quite a metallic red, but I think it accomplishes its goal. You can see the ribs sculpted in here, the pectorals, and the Red Lantern Corps symbol is done exquisitely. It's not just paint or a sticker. It's a raised, sculpted piece. The waist articulation, at least on my figure, is very tight. However, the upper torso swiveling moves very freely. You can get him to rock back like that. You can get him to crunch forward that far. Although I would be careful with these red sections. It feels like if you do that too often, you may damage those. Here's a quick look at the back, and the sculpting of the latissimus dorsi has also been done very well. One area that could have used improvement, unfortunately, is the ring. It's undersized, it lacks some detail, and there's no differentiation in color between the hand and the ring, so it looks unfinished. That being said, I really do appreciate the gauntlets on the forearms. Lots of good sculpting on these. I do like this color choice of red, even though it's not quite metallic. You can see that texturing again on the black sections. The wrist articulation is a little limited because the gauntlets are so big. But he does have double jointed elbows, and you can get his arm to go back that far. Unfortunately, the armor piece becomes a little bit of an issue here. He does have a bicep swivel, so I do appreciate that. But when you start to articulate the shoulders, the armor wants to detach, as you can see. And if you try to get his arm to go around 360 degrees, it just pops right off. So you can get his arms to go up pretty far if you don't have that section on. And you can get his arms to go out and back in this big power pose. But it's unfortunate that McFarlane couldn't figure a way for him to do all of this with the armor piece on. Let's have a look at the head sculpt now. And I really appreciate just how monstrous and intimidating this looks. The paint applications on the teeth and the eyes are very exact. I like how pointy and sharp this looks. And it looks like they've used a dark wash here on the head, and that gives it a layer of realism. In terms of articulation, you can get him to look down, you can get him to look up. There is head tilting, so I certainly like that. Unfortunately, the shoulder armor becomes an issue again when you try to turn his head from side to side. It displaces that piece, but overall, I'm very happy with this head sculpt. Here we have the figure in comparison to some other Atrocitus figures, and for the most part, you can see that this is a serious upgrade over past efforts. The only area where I think that McFarlane really could have improved is this is the type of finish that I would want on pretty much any type of lantern figure, this metallic paint. Also, I'm pretty bummed out that the figure doesn't come with a personal power battery. You can see here that the Signature Series included a power battery. That's a very basic, very essential accessory, really for any Lantern Corps figure. But in terms of body mold and articulation, it's very easy to see that this Collect and Connect figure from McFarlane is really next level. So I hope that this is not the last oversized Lantern figure that we see in the line. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for some articulation shots, and also remember to catch me on the Multiverse Musings vidcast, available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back to the internet with more Green Lantern-related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.